Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast. Is up to episode 71.
Yes, very good, very good. Glad to be here, mate. 71 feels like a good number.
And how'd your Christmas go?
Yeah, Christmas was not too bad. We'll get into that with the oranges and lemons. Probably some highlights and definitely some lowlights. But good time. Good time had by all, I think.
And we're looking forward to having James Flack from Troll So Hard Lures, a great friend of the show. He's going to come on and talk about sort of the early season tuna run.
Yeah, he won't be an unfamiliar name to all the listeners out there. He's been on the podcast. I think this might be his third time now. So, it'd be great to have a chat with him. It's been a while, and obviously it's perfect timing for him and his fantastic business, Troll So Hard Lures. So we'll hear from him about what he's been up to and where he thinks they're going to chew this year.
Yes, Diz, he certainly will. But let's before we get into that, let's start with our oranges and lemons, mate. What was the highlight of the last couple of weeks?
Well, look, for me, mate, got a fantastic Christmas gift, a lovely new filleting knife.
Yeah, who got you that one, mate?
Dad.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Davo's
always
good for that, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves buying new knives. He's all about it. So
and was this an Amazon job? Doesn't he like his Amazon shopping?
He does buy a fair bit of stuff from Amazon, but I think this one might have been a local store-bought job. Victorinox, lovely, sort of really good quality, probably a whiting sort of filleting knife.
Yeah, nice bit of flex.
You're probably not gonna pull apart a tuna with it. But you might get some of that sinew and do a bit of tidying up with it, I guess.
Beautiful, Diz. Well, I'm gonna go with the weather absolutely turning it on for those public holidays.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
How often do we whinge about the bad weather on the weekend and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday being beautiful?
Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, if I think back to like October long weekend, that was probably our most recent public holiday prior to Christmas. And again, that was
good
just
weather, wasn't it?
Amazing weather.
Yeah.
3 days straight of just perfect weather. So we've done all right this year around the public holidays, but like you say, the weekends seem to just be ordinary.
Yeah, but not this one, Diz, and it was a great 4 days of boating and weather, so that's really good, Diz. What was your lemon? This.
Well, the lemon was this sickness going around. We got a virus, some sort of mutant thing that was picked up at childcare, no doubt, and for all the parents out there, that won't be an unfamiliar story, but...
And didn't we talk about this 2 weeks ago, Diz?
Oh, my goodness. Ned is just copping it sweet at the moment. He's bringing home everything and anything from that place. It's a goddamn outrage, and it just ripped through the family.
So Christmas copped it.
Everyone was feeling okay for most of Christmas Day. Then late Christmas Day, Mum and Dad went down. Then Andrew and Jacinda went down. Their newborn went down. All of us ended up getting it. We thought we were in the clear. So you just can't be too careful with some of this stuff sometimes.
It's the never-ending sickness, this one.
Gosh, it's horrible. Horrible. Anyway, the anti-nausea and vomiting tablets got a bit of a workout, so...
All right, Diz, well, I'm going to run with my lemon being the absolute circus I witnessed at the Warina boat ramp.
Oh,
across
what happened?
Boxing Day on the 27th. Nothing in particular.
Everyone was launching?
Everyone having absolutely less idea than us, which is rare.
That is very rare.
It's the time of year where people put their boat in for the one and only mission for the year, and it shows at the boat ramp.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's quite an easy boat ramp to navigate, that one.
It's particularly easy. The amount of people that had fenders out, I love it when people open the back door to see better. You know, when they're reversing down with like their hats back open so they can see something. And you're like, what are you achieving here, guys?
Oh, goodness me.
Anyway, it was all happening. People couldn't put boats on the trailer. There was a broken trailer. There was this. There was people parked in ridiculous spots. It was all happening.
Okay,
it was not a quick process.
Oh, well, they would have been happy. They would have been collecting a few fees down there. The We're in a boat ramp,
They
people.
certainly were, Diz, and we'll talk about the fishing a bit later on. We did
Yes.
spot some tuna and we got a few squid. But
Yeah. All right, Roddy, let's roll into the comp because we've got an absolutely spectacular comp going. Now, we didn't talk about this we alluded to this
I think we
on
hinted
the
at
last
it, yes.
podcast,
Yeah.
but we are obviously been announced across our socials competition, which is running through to January the 29th. We're calling it a summer fishing competition.
Yeah, Diz, and it's sort of 2-in-1 really, isn't it?
It is a 2-in-1. There's a couple of different prize packs up for grabs. And my goodness, Shimano, the guys at Shimano have really, really done a number on us here. They've nailed it.
Yes, Diz, shout out to Shimano and also Troll So Hard and Savage Tackle for getting behind this one. So I'll read out the prizes. So prize pack number 1 is a Shimano Sustain 4000. 3 Troll So Hard tuna skirts from our great friend Flacky, and a cap, beanie, and stubby holder from the podcast. And that one is entered by sharing the posts, the competition post on your Facebook or Instagram. And then prize pack 2 is a Shimano Vanford 3000. So that's about bang on whiting reel.
Yeah.
Then you've got your Savage Tackle pack, which is a burley pot, cap, 3 packs of sinkers, and 6 of those Gemini sinkers that we talked about recently.
Yeah.
Plus the cap, beanie, and stubby holder from the podcast. And that one's the best fishing photo.
Yes.
Or share us a photo and you'll go into the draw.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're fantastic prize packs. Some really great local suppliers. And, of course, Shimano getting on board with their fantastic reels, which you really want to get your hands on because, like you said, they're really good summer outfits, great for nailing some whiting, good for walking the planks down the jetties.
Yep.
So, basically, any photos, any fishing adventures you're up to, you got to send them in or, like Rody was saying, tag and like us and share it on your story and all that stuff. Just get around it and we'll whack you in the comp.
We've had a good number of entries so far, Diz, but January 29 is still a while off, so there'll be plenty more to come, I'm sure.
And you think there's obviously quite a few people who have holidays at this time of year, but also quite a few people end up having a couple of weeks off in January.
Yeah, they do.
Where they might head away with the family or they might go, fishing somewhere for a week. So don't forget about it because all it takes is a like and a share and whacking a photo up and you're in the comp.
Yes, Diz.
Rody, let's get into the news because there's a bit to get through before we get on to our guest today, Flacky. I think it'd be silly if we didn't start at least by talking about the Murray River and the floods.
Yeah, yep.
So basically all non-essential activity is completely banned.
Yeah, we shared this on our socials maybe a week or so ago, but there's basically no fishing, no swimming, no boating, no anything apart from checking on your own property.
Yeah, so you can use any sort of your vessels and whatever to go and check on your property up the river. Clearly, you want to be careful with that because without this being confirmed, I doubt very much that any insurance companies are covering any activity on the river basically whatsoever.
Yeah.
But, if you've got a little tinny or you've got a kayak or whatever, you're going to go and cruise up, get it to your nearest spot, go and check out your house. You need to be safe. There's obviously going to be a huge amount of flows. We've seen footage of some of those levee banks breaking and it's like whitewater rapids going through there sometimes. So you want to be very careful with all of that. But I think the peak was reached yesterday.
That was in Renmark, I think. Yeah.
So
and it's sort of trickling down the river over the next few weeks.
Yeah. So I think they were expecting Manham sometime over the next week or so.
Yeah.
Because it takes quite a while to get all that water down.
Well, yeah, I think it was even like mid to late January when the mouth's going to cop the end of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's over the next month.
From memory, I think it was basically 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That it was going to be sort of peaking at Renmark and then kind
working
of
its way down the river.
Working its way down. So we'll keep an eye on that.
And that's all a prediction still.
Yeah, that's right.
That's sort of what they're guessing. And I know that's changed a few times, so there's probably no point in going into the specifics of what town sort of peaks when. But yeah, roughly over the next sort of, say, 3 weeks, it's going to work its way down the river.
Yeah, and I suppose pleasingly they didn't get to that 220 litre mark, which they were very concerned about. I think it probably just nudged that 195, something like that. So that was probably good news in a pretty bad situation.
And interesting as well, Diz, they've stopped you from fishing off the banks too.
Yeah.
So they've really, cut down on any activity in the river. So I'm sure a lot of people who have had Christmas holidays and things like that booked are a bit disappointed. But
Yes.
in the scheme of things, we've sort of got to look after the people and the property that live there first, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely, Brody. And we'll talk a bit later about what we think the effect might be on tuna, but clearly all of this water coming out of the mouth will play some role in, how the fish are feeding and where the bait is congregating. Because that's really the most important bit, is where the bait is, because that's where the predator is going to be.
And it is important to remember there's a lot of theories about why what this is going to do to the tuna, but it's still early on in the season, so it still a lot could change in the next few weeks, and realistically these are all just guesses and predictions.
Yep, that's exactly right. All right, Brody, we've got a few shark sort of sightings and a few discussions around sharks, because there's been a couple of whales wash up.
Yeah.
One off the coast of
Corny
the Lincoln.
Point was the one we talked about last time.
Corny Point, we did talk about that, but then this one's been off. This been in the Lincoln National Park.
Yeah.
So there's been some large groups of sharks seen around this carcass, which they said was about, or not that long ago at least, was about 800 metres or so off September Beach.
Yeah. So obviously caution if you're in that area.
Yeah, and I mean, there's obviously in that national park, and we've been through there a few times now, there's a huge amount of beaches, bays, lookouts, the whole works around that area. So they're basically just saying to take caution really throughout the whole national park. And if you are going to be entering the water, then you need to take some significant precaution, just given the amount of heightened shark activity that's going to be there, which is obvious. I mean, they're fish that are going to feed on things that die. So, it doesn't take a genius to work out there's going to be sharks around a dead whale, does it?
No, Diz, that's not your dumbest comment, that.
That's a couple of other notable shark sightings was, one massive shark actually circling a boat off Brighton.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That was huge.
And what about your experience, Diz? I tagged you in this on Facebook.
Shark Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So seen twice over 2 days in the bay.
And this is a Black Point, Diz, yep.
Yeah, and I mean, it was shared on that Shark Watch page. Somebody had some pretty good footage of it, actually.
And from the description, it was straight out the front of your shack, was it?
Yeah, from the description it was. It wasn't quite that number, but it was probably a bit further towards the point, around sort of 60-ish, I'd say. But very close, like you can see it right on the white line. So it'd be less than...
It'd be 50 metres, wouldn't it?
Yeah. 50 metres, I'd say at max.
And
really,
did you see it live or just on the footage?
No, we didn't see it live.
No. And was there a bit of carry on the beach? Or?
Yeah, there was. I mean, after basically the word got out, there was posts on, all sorts of different Facebook pages and whatnot to get the word out there. But then there was just boats hooning up and down the beach trying to get people in if they were supping or kayaking or whatever, and getting them off the beach. And I mean, it's amazing how many boats get put in the water on Boxing Day over there.
Yeah.
And basically after that, there was just an absolute flurry of jet skis, boats going up and down. Probably a lot of them didn't even realise there was a shark spotted in the bay, but they were still towing biscuits, skiing, kneeboarding.
Afterwards, yeah.
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 But, I mean, all of that water activity is going to scare the shark out of the bay anyway, you would have thought. But, gosh, a shark that big wouldn't have had much clearance underneath.
It's pretty shallow there. Yeah. Anyway, if we do get over to the shack on the New Year's weekend, I suppose we'll just play it safe and you can go and get the boat off the mooring.
Yeah, I might just let the boat wash up on the
I think we'll might come up with a pulley system.
I think we need a pulley system. Okay, Brody, there's a couple of comps going on. Couple we'll talk about with Flacky later on, the tuna comps, but the Adelaide Game Fishing Club tuna comp is now open.
Yes, Diz, that. It starts on January 1.
January the 1st.
But you need to have your entries in the next couple of days, I think. You need to have it done by sort of New Year's Eve, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So ready to rock and roll. And then longest fork length?
Yeah, so longest fork length, and that's any fish caught in the state throughout January or February. And the prize is a Talica 16 2-speed.
Yeah, good looking reel.
And then there's some Halco divers, and second place is a Seamaster pack of skirts and divers. So that's great prizes.
Yep.
And it only costs you $25 for members of the club and $35 for non-members. So jump on their Facebook page, have a look, and all you need to do is measure your fish on the on a mat and send through the fork length with, I think, a code that they'll send you.
Yeah, fantastic, Rody. All right, another one that's coming up, there will be obviously a lot of announcements about seeds for snapper. We had them on the podcast a few episodes ago, but West Beach and Victor Harbour, there's some collection points. There'll be some announcements over those pages when they know that the seeds are washing up.
Yeah, I think they're getting quite a few already.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing quite well. And it seems like there's been a lot of people out collecting. And I know they were doing, I think it's in the next day or so, they were doing a processing day.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was down at Victor, that one. So that's where they, Flurio Peninsula Seed Processing Day, Friday the 30th of December. So they want as many volunteers for that. But if you are interested in being involved, get on their Facebook page. It's the Seeds for Snapper SA Volunteers, and they share plenty of information about dropping off your seeds if you want to get involved in processing them and putting them back in the water.
Yeah, it's still a great initiative to be a part of. I know there'll probably be a fair few people that when you say the word snapper, it sends a bit of a shudder down their spine, but still a good project to be a part of if you're walking the beach.
And realistically, this could be your way of getting involved in the solution rather than just whinging about
Absolutely.
everything else.
All right, Rody, one last little news announcement, which we're not going to dwell on too much because we'll cover this as it gets a bit closer, but there are 2 tuna comps coming up over the next couple of months. Maybe it lines up really well for when the tuna start firing. You just never know. But early Feb for the...
So 10 to 12 February for the coast to coast?
Yep, coast to coast. And then we're in a tuna slam is normally a bit after that.
Yeah, I think that's a couple of weeks later, Diz. I'm just looking for it now. But the other thing about that one is I think they've got increased accommodation this year, Diz. So that one's the 25th and 26th of February, 2023.
Yeah, so they've done a deal with the... We're in a
Caravan
holiday park?
We're in a holiday park, yeah, that's it. And they've got pretty much, it looks like the whole
exclusive
park,
access to
so
it, yeah.
that makes it a lot easier for people. So that's the Warina one at the Tuna Slam, the John Johnson Memorial.
Yes,
prize.
Very good, very good. All right, Rody, good news segment. Let's move on now because we're going to hear from Flacky. Let's get him on the line. All right, Rody, very lucky to be joined again by the absolute tuna specialist, James Flack. How you going, mate? Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I don't know if I'm a tuna specialist, but yeah, that's all right. Third time on. So
You've got more idea than us, mate, so I'd run with it.
well, that's part of your show, isn't it? No idea.
I thought you were about to say that's not hard, and I thought, geez, he's gone whack. Only 5 minutes in. No, but of course, the man behind Troll So Hard Lures, the best lures in the business, they'll be doing some absolute damage. I'm sure they already have on some early reports and early tuna season little jelly beans coming over the side of a few boats, I imagine, but we're certainly waiting for them to ramp up, as I'm sure you are, Flacky.
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of going to be, well, it's definitely going to be an interesting season, that's for sure. But yeah, there's certainly some out there playing a little bit hardball, which generally happens with those little jelly beans. Get a bit of traffic happening and everyone gets a bit excited and, yeah, they play hardball.
Yes, I was out at Warina doing a little bit of squidding on Boxing Day, and we stumbled upon a few schools that were very flighty. I think one bloke got one, but they were pretty hard to get. Is that what's been you've been hearing, Flacky?
Yeah, no, definitely. Very flighty and just sort of, just sunning themselves, obviously, with this nice warm weather and whatnot, and being in a quite shallow water, which is probably a little bit unusual for people to be dealing with as well, which probably is another thing that you've got to overcome when chasing.
Do you think this has a relationship to all the fresh water coming out of the mouth? Is that your theory, or I've been hearing that from a few people?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, was it last year we still had quite a significant flow coming out of the Murray mouth, and if you jumped, I've got Fish Track, so I pay for a subscription to Fish Track so I can track the water temps and currents and everything like that. But having a look at that one day, and I was like, oh, geez, there's some warm water down the mouth side, and I completely didn't even cross my mind that it could be fresh water bringing up the water temp, and I just went down there going, yeah, there's got to be fish down there. Everything else is pointing that there should be fish there, and the water was just green as, and it was warm, but yeah, there wasn't even any bait. So you're not going to find fish where there isn't bait, unfortunately. So
no, yeah, you're right. It's going to be an interesting year with all those different sort of factors, and I guess, like you say, you know, it's not unusual, not like really. I mean, it's clearly a very unusual event, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they end up sort of firing, because I mean, that close into Arenas, I know they sort of normally see them, you know, pretty early in the season, maybe off Rapid Bay, or you might see one pop up here and there, but some big schools like that close off Arena would be pretty unusual, I imagine.
yeah, well, if you go back through, I think it was around the 70s, 80s. The fish actually used to go right up the top of the Gulf, all the way up to Outer Harbour. You used to be able to catch fish. So with the numbers coming back as well, like they are, I mean, not in like from the percentage ratio from where they were to coming back now. I can't remember what the exact number is, but we're getting a lot more fish coming through, which is obviously a good thing for the stocks. But it wouldn't surprise me that we start seeing a lot more of this anyway, with the fish starting to move up the Gulf. And I have heard people saying like there's been schools of like 1 to 2 kilo fish off Selleck's Beach. So, you know, I haven't seen any proof of that, but it's not just one person saying it. It was probably have heard it 5 or 6 times. So, yeah, it certainly wouldn't surprise me if the fish do start every season. We start seeing more and more of it, and actually catching higher up in the Gulf. And in saying that as well, this year, with all that fresh water flow, I did find I was hearing a lot that obviously you saw there was that big frogmouth pilchard die off up at Semaphore. That there is quite a lot of bait up in the Gulf. And I don't know whether or not that had something to do with the fresh water flows coming out and just like pushing the bait. But the current at the moment, well, last week it was anyway, is actually pushing back up from the southeast, which is not ideal for us with our tuna fishing at the moment, because that's pushing all that fresh, dirty water up towards KI.
Do you know how far it's extending, Flacky, off this app you've got or anything like that?
I can probably have a look, but whether or not it doesn't tell me how far it is, but I could probably sort of have a guess. Well, yeah, no, that's not really giving me any good picture there of what normally. Like last year, I could really see that there was this sort of line in the temperature.
Yeah.
Right.
But here, the temp saying it's this is saying it's 19 degrees, probably, all the way out to Sanders Bank, all the way through to the back of sort of Cape Hart, which is good, but that doesn't mean that's the fresh water coming all the way over there. But I did notice when I was out the other day that the water sort of out to the pages was slightly green tinge to it, and it wasn't that real deep blue that we want to see.
Yeah. And did you spot any tuna that day, Flacky?
No, I didn't. I would have liked to have got a couple early on, but I wasn't really targeting tuna. I was mainly just bottom fishing, and if the tuna popped up, they popped up. But there was a report of fish being caught off Cape Willoughby as well. So that's a good positive sign that fish got caught out of Cape Willoughby and the like. So there were schools off Cape Jervis, I think, the day on Boxing Day or the day after. Was it, where were you, the 29th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
They're heading in the right direction then, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, and it wouldn't surprise me if the north coast of KO really fires up with this.
Yeah, we saw a school over there about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so they've certainly been there for a while.
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if they fire up big time again there. I mean, there was some good fishing there last year as well. I think it was off Stokes Bay. With some nice fish, so yeah.
Very good, and we're looking forward to it. Hopefully they start firing. Flacky, tell us what lures are your most popular for these early season tuna we're seeing at the moment?
Well, it sort of varies as always throughout the whole season. There's sort of the 4 and 5 inch lures in the got ya, which is like a keel weighted little lure. And then late last season, I released a 5-inch slant face, which absolutely killed it. And I was obviously testing that start of last season before I started producing it. But yeah, those sort of lures there, 4-5s. Even later on in the season, you could probably bump it up to 6 inches as well. But again, it just depends on sort of bait size and what the fish are feeding on as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's all about that match the hatch, really, isn't it? But that's bloody good to hear you were testing. We've got some more products in the pipeline, no doubt, knowing you, mate.
Yeah, a little, probably not this year. I've had a little bit of I've had a very busy year with my other work that I do. But I do have a few little things that I'm working on at the moment that hopefully next season should be ready to go. I do want to probably more concentrate on the bigger stuff in the new year. Try and increase that range a bit more and diversify that.
And Flacky, when these fish are a bit flighty as they are at the moment, do you think the teaser lines and the daisy chains and some of these other things you make do make a difference?
Oh, 100%. And that's where a slant face can come in handy as well, but just because of the amount of water it moves around. So, yeah, any teasers, daisy chains, spreader bars. So, if you, probably it might be hard to find, but on the tuna and offshore fishing page, I posted up a diagram. Was it last year?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I think.
Yeah.
Of sort of how I set up my spread to try and help people. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but a spreader bar and shotgun can definitely help a lot, or something that moves a lot of water. But also when the fish are flighty and you're finding that they're not taking anything in close, those positions like short corner and long corner, they don't need to be like the 5 to 10 meters back from the boat. That's just the name of the position. You can set your spread 100 meters back from your boat and it still be called the short corner. So, if they are being flighty, don't be afraid to try and drop everything back a little bit further to try and help tease them up a little bit and, hopefully get that bite that you're looking for.
And, that's good to know, Flacky. And that diagram, I think, did help a lot of people. So that's very generous of you sharing your knowledge, mate. We also want to talk about some of the competitions coming up. Are you getting involved in them this year, the tuna comps?
Yeah, well, hopefully sponsoring definitely sponsoring the Coast to Coast tuna tournament again in February. Hopefully I'll be able to fish it. I got pretty unlucky last year and
was that COVID last year, was it, Flacky?
Yeah, copped the COVID last year. I think it was on the Tuesday before the comp. So I was pretty pissed off, but that is what it is. But just move on, and I didn't actually get out doing much fishing last year, unfortunately.
Well, Dizzy had the poor excuse of a 5-day-old baby to get him out of the tuna comp last year, wasn't it, Diz?
No, we fished the tuna comp.
We fished the Sunday,
year.
That's right.
Fished the Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
had what would that been? A 2-week-old.
Yeah.
I don't think I had any sleep the night before. But that wasn't too dissimilar probably to everybody else who was drinking cans and carrying on all the
night. Nah, it can get pretty wild down there. You boys haven't stayed down there before, have you?
No, we've never stayed. No, we've had stuff on most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it gets...
This could be a year.
If the weather's not looking to crash up, it can get pretty loose. A few cans flying around and a late night, and then you wake up in the morning to we're fishing, and it's like, oh,
do I really want to do this?
do I really want to do this, or why did I do that last night?
Yeah. And then if everyone has been flinging the cans around a bit too hard, then it's a bit bumpy out there. You get a few uneasy guts, I reckon. Maybe that's when I should bring the travel sickness tablets down and just have a little pop-up stall ready for everyone to go.
Yeah, well, why not? Just do it. Make it part of your work, mate. Then you have to be there.
That's exactly right. Flacky, tell us about your website, mate. It's been launched recently, wasn't it? You've been a bit of a work in progress, but looks really good for anybody who hasn't jumped on out there. Get on it. Got your whole range up there, hasn't it, Flacky? Yep.
Yeah, I'm just having a look actually on it now. Yeah, everything's on there that you can jump on and buy. I mean, if you want to do a pick-up order is probably the only thing. Just shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram. I'm more than happy for that. But yeah, tshlures.com.au. I'm still work in progress, as you said. But yeah, everything's available on there, and from your teasers right through to your terminal tackle as well. So if you're looking for little bits and pieces, but definitely, I suppose the website for me isn't really it's a shop, obviously. You can buy your lures and everything, but it's more to showcase the product. And, I'd much rather you see you coming out of sports fishing scene, reel and deal tackle, or let's go fishing, mid-coast tackle, or the likes that have got my lures in stock. Support the local shops, and before you jump on the website and click away and buy all your lures. But if you can't get something from the shop, certainly more than happy for you to jump on the website and
Yeah, it's beautiful, Flacky. We've just been having a look, and it's very well set up and got plenty of gear on there. So even if people do jump on and do a bit of window shopping before they head into the shop.
Yeah, that's it. That's basically what it's there for. And obviously with the barrel stuff, hopefully, a couple more of these local shops will jump on the barrel lures after the season that we just had. And if you are looking for barrel gear early on in the season, definitely. Troy at Reel and Deal Tackle's got just about every lure I do in his shop. So he's probably the best port of call for last minute sort of drop in and grab something.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, that's good to know, Flacky, and thanks for your time. Now, we're hoping the tuna fire up, so we'll keep in contact with you over the coming weeks and wait for their big arrival at Victor Harbour. Yeah,
well, let's hope they do roll up to Victor Harbour, and that boat ramp is going to get busy. So I'm sure they will. Let's just wait and see, and it might be a later season, but who knows with the freshwater flows that we're getting. That it's still yet to peak in. I think it's about due to peak about in Manham in the next few days. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, fantastic, Flacky. All right, mate. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. Enjoy this time between Christmas and New Year, mate, and we'll hopefully catch you out on the water soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks, Flacky.
Cheers, guys.
Great to hear from Flacky, Rhodey. Very fountain of knowledge.
He is, Diz, and as he said about sharing that picture he shared 12 months ago and all the things he tells us, he is very generous with his knowledge.
Yeah, he is. He's certainly one of those people who's not like, some of those fishermen are like,
secret this. Yeah.
I'm not telling you any of my secrets. Get out of it. Flacky's always very generous with his knowledge. He's done a heap of fishing across a whole range of different locations. So no matter where you're going, he's going to have probably done it before you, and he'll have a few ideas about where to go and all that sort of stuff.
All right, Diz, let's get into the report. And we have already touched on the tuna stuff, probably not as much off Victor Harbour at this stage, but as we said to Flacky, hopefully they're moving across. I did see quite a few schools off Warina, and they were only 500 probably metres to maybe 1.5 km straight off the breakwater.
Yeah.
And like I said, we couldn't get one ourselves. We were sort of squidding, but we did have a bit of a
Bit of a flutter.
A bit of a go, but yeah, like it was cool to see them in that sort of shallow water for sure. But they certainly weren't, you know, as Flacky said, they were probably sunning themselves. There wasn't a heap of...
Were there heaps of boats around them?
It was funny, not really. Like, that's one of those places, I reckon, where people just go in and do their squidding and are quite happy. Just like, people probably didn't have tuna gear.
Yeah.
So there was a few boats getting around them, but yeah, no, it certainly wasn't as much activity around them as I thought. And it was one of those, to start off with, you thought it was a gust of wind.
Yeah, okay.
And then you see another one, and you're like, oh, maybe they are tuna schools. And anyway, shout out to Joel Everett. So he got a good sized fish out of him.
Yeah.
He shared that with us, so good on him.
Well played.
Just to prove that was doable. But from what I saw and heard, a few other people commented on our post saying, yeah, similar. They trawled around them for a little while and couldn't get them to chew. So they probably were those sort of fish that weren't quite biting. But as we say, as time goes on, they'll fire up. There were reports off Cape Jarvis and, as Flacky said, off KI. So they are moving across, Diz.
Very good. Excellent. Well, we'll keep our eye on that one, Rody, and obviously we'll do as much fishing as we can to give you the reports of where they are. Rody, some big garfish being caught out of West Lakes.
Yeah.
I
saw that one, yeah.
Heaps. I follow like a garfish Facebook page, and there's been some big gars caught out of West Lakes. Some people getting around the dabbing. Clearly the weather's been ideal for that. Some really still nights. So plenty of that going on, especially as that warm weather heats up. They love getting around it. So that's good if you like a good feed of gar. Rody, the whiting, pretty well usually standard spots, especially around York Peninsula, Port Hughes, Marion Bay. People are getting good feeds.
Yeah, I know my sister Ella and her partner Jack, I think they got 10 over Christmas one day.
Not too bad.
Over on Yorks. You were obviously too busy wrapping yourself around a toilet to go out fishing, so I won't ask for your whiting reports.
Yeah, no, we didn't do much fishing at all.
But they should start to fire up. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, which you're probably not going to share much with me anymore, is the crabs. Are they firing?
Well, yes, they are. I mean, we had Darren, our next door neighbour.
Yep.
He's a real fan of the show.
Is he?
Darren. Yeah. He knows Tim Harris.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, bit of a sidetrack there, but Darren was out. They got a dozen whiting and about 20 crabs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they got a good feed.
He's he's had a shack there for quite a while, and we do sort of see what he's up to when we are over at the shack. And he's a bit of a quiet achiever, isn't he? He doesn't put the boat in a lot, but when he does, he seems to do all right.
Yeah, no, he does. They did very well. They were out there for a long time.
Yeah,
but they toiled away at it and got a good feed, so they were happy with that. Christmas Day feed of fresh crabs and King George whiting, so they were pretty happy with that. Squid, Rody, you managed to get a few?
Yeah, we sort of went out Boxing Day and the day after. Sort of a little bit of squidding, a little bit of looking for tuna. Went into a few of those beaches around Rapid Bay for a swim in the hot weather. But yeah, we got a few squid.
Happy days.
We got 5 or 6 on Boxing Day and a couple on the day after. One massive one. So that was good. Plenty of boats squidding. Plenty of boats fishing for garfish too, as you were talking about the dabbing. They had you could see them with the pencil floats and pulling in some gar every now and then.
Beautiful. All right, Rody, the freshwater action, cod being caught in the Happy Valley Res.
Yeah,
they love the heat.
Lots of posts about that actually, Diz. So they seem to have had a good couple of weeks.
Seem to just love that heat, I reckon. They seem to feed when it's hot.
And that's one of those things that I smashed it hard early.
Yeah.
But I haven't been there for ages. I might need to
rekindle the flame.
Get back there, I reckon.
Yeah, good man. Rat Kings off Port Noarlunga Jetty, been quite a few reports.
Yeah, I saw Let's Go Fishing Shack shared a couple of posts.
Yeah, and like lots of photos just popping up all over the place of people getting them. So yeah, definitely worthwhile if you're into walking the planks and you're down that way. Certainly be worthwhile packing some heavier tackle, because it doesn't matter what size those kings are, Rody, they pound for pound they pull pretty hard. And
particularly around the pylons, the jetty, Diz, you've got to get them in pretty quick.
You want to be able to muscle them away from those pylons, that's for sure. Righto, Rody, that's been a pretty good little fishing report. Plenty for people to get around in summer, obviously. Heaps of different options, whether you're going far out wide or inshore or, like I say, land-based. Plenty of options. Rody, let's get on to the tackle item.
Yeah, Diz. Well, this is
It's got a Christmas gift.
This
here.
is another little Christmas gift that you're just having a look at. You're looking at my personalised crayfish snare.
Yeah, very impressive, the old personalised crayfish snare. It's even engraved.
Yeah, so as we talked about before, Ella's partner Jack, they're over at Yorks at the moment, but he very kindly has, or him and his brother and his old man have whipped me up a homemade crayfish snare, Diz.
Yeah, look, it's pretty impressive piece of kit, this.
They've stamped it with all the gear, but no idea.
Yeah, they have. They've done a great job of that. They've obviously got some sort of bit of tooling in the shed there where they've...
I think it's called a stamp, Diz. You put it on the metal and then you bang it with a hammer. Put letters on it.
But, like, why? Do they personalise all of their kit?
No, it's just special just for me.
Anyway.
They don't make these commercially, Diz. This is just like they just, they like crayfishing, so they make their own gear.
I know, but with the personalisation, you would think that maybe they are turning this into a little business model.
Maybe they will. Anyway, they do have a little side hustle making moorings, Diz, so this could be their next side hustle. Yeah. But anyway, Diz, it's one of the gun-style snares. I've normally used the noose one that goes around the back, but I'm very interested and keen to have a crack with this one.
Yeah.
You got to sort of, I don't know if you know much about this, Diz, but you got to put the loop over the feeler and not touch them because otherwise they get scared off. So I'm a bit nervous. I might not have the the control to start with, so I have to do a bit of work on that.
Yeah, I imagine you as a cray diver would not have much finesse.
I'll tell you right now, it's got better, Diz. I was real bull at a gate to start with.
I reckon you'd just see a crane, your eyes would light up, the excitement would take over your body and you just wouldn't have the ability to just calm yourself down. Anyway, Jack, on the other hand, though, he's just cool, calm and collected. He'd have no problem with that at all.
I don't know if Jack will listen to this, but if he does, I caught more crayfish last time we went out, so... Cop that. Anyway, Diz, it's a very nice snare and we're looking forward to getting out and doing some diving with the new homemade accessory.
Yeah, very well done, Rody. Excellent. All right, well, that just about wraps up today's episode, but we would do a bit of a quick wrap on the socials. Clearly, anything you want to tag us in, but most importantly this time round is get around the comp. There's some amazing gift packs which we've already been on, so jump on our Facebook page. We'll continue to share it periodically until it closes, but you want to be in the running for these. Some really good quality reels, fantastic local suppliers, Savage Tackle, Troll So Hard Lures. You'll get your hands on some of the podcast merch, which is always good for summer and winter, so get around it, share it on Facebook and give it a like.
And Diz, jump on your Spotify, your Apple Podcast, give us a subscribe, share with your friends. We've had lots of new listeners lately. They've been reaching out on the social media, so get us involved in all your fishing antics, Diz.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you going to do while you're driving 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours to the bottom of Yorks?
I know where you can start. You go at episode 1 with Stu Ferenczi and work your way through episodes 1 to 71.
You're clearly going to listen to the podcast.
You could drive to Darwin and have fresh material.
Oh, once we've got enough episodes for somebody to circumnavigate Australia, then we'll be talking.
All right, Diz, this is getting ridiculous. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, good to see you. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch up with you soon.
See ya.
Rody and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.